lectures. And before I get into this lecture, I just want to remind everyone to make sure you mark your calendar for June the 24th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to do another relational live stream lecture, and the focus of that lecture is going to be, I'm going to talk about things I do behind the scenes to continuously grow my channel, to cultivate and to grow my channel, to push it into the next stratosphere. It's many things I do behind the scenes, so mark your calendar for June the 24th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be ready to get down to business. So with that being said, let's get on down. Actually, today's lecture is really going to be a positive affirmation short lecture. And as a person, as a content creator, I believe there's so many benefits in positive affirmation, and I get a lot of my tips and strategies on the 365 days of positive affirmation. I'm not promoting any book, but this here book by Nicole Lockhart on 365 days positive affirmation is on point. And each day I read the one for the day, and today was May 4th. And it really ties into the concept of my channel, the concept of my book, that money piece, that financial piece. But it says for May 4th, I am working towards financial freedom. I'm all about financial freedom. That's really, like I said, the foundation of my channel, my book, my brand, everything. But it says I'm working towards financial freedom. Work on your budget, pay off your credit cards, and try to save a little bit each month. Work on your big goals, and remember to give some money to those in need when extra money starts coming in. That is a powerful affirmation, because many of the things I talk about when I talk about that financial freedom, because I can clearly remember when I was living in financial destruction from 2007 to 2012. I didn't have one penny in my name. I was drowning in a sea of debt. And I remember one of the first things I had to do was get a piece of paper, and it ties into that budgeting piece that she talks about in this affirmation. I remember I got a piece of paper when I was living in that financial destruction. And on that piece of paper, I wrote down all of the debt I have. And back then, it was tremendous amount of debt. I was drowning in a sea of debt. I can clearly remember that. Living from paycheck to paycheck, even working 2 jobs. And I wrote down all of the debts I had, and I took a good, long, hard look at it. And the first thing I did is I crossed out everything that I was able to live without. Because, many times when people are drowning in sea of debt, they're also doing hyper spending. They got all these unnecessary bills they're paying out, memberships and all of this kind of stuff. So I was able to eliminate, I ain't have no choice. I eliminated all of the things that I could live without, because I got tired of living in debt. And when I crossed out so much on that list, I was immediately able to recoup $1,000 a month. I was paying out $1,000 a month on junk that I really didn't need. So that's $12,000 a year. So the key thing is, when you're looking at that financial freedom, you first of all, you got to claim ownership for your financial destruction. And then you got to set up a budget. That budget is critical. And I mean, there's many other things I did, but in terms of true financial freedom, and I've been debt free for years, but one of the key ingredients to financial freedom is the more you eliminate debt. As you begin to eliminate debt, whatever money or whatever amount of money you were spending on that debt, now since the debt is wiped out, you take that same money that you would have been spending, and you begin to increase into your financial portfolio, invest into your retirement, invest into your emergency savings account. That's critical. I mean, as you eliminate credit, I don't do credit cards, but back then, when I was in financial destruction, yeah, I had credit cards, a whole bunch of them. But when you begin to start wipe out credit card debts, pay off the car note, the truck note, the mortgage, personal debt, personal loan. As you begin to tackle your debt, in each debt you pay off, you just redirect that money into another direction. And because if you paying off debt and you're accumulating new debt and you're still hyper spending, then you're defeating the purpose, people. Real talk. So it's a motivational factor as you begin to eliminate that and then divert your money into your 401, your financial portfolio, multiple, emergency savings account. In the end result, I was able to fully retire September 2023, and debt free. I was debt free years before I retired. But I'm telling you that's the number one key ingredient right there is you gotta come up with a game plan, a strategy plan, and you gotta shift your mindset in terms of how you gotta respect your money, you gotta be wise with your money, you gotta be strategic with your money, but most importantly, you gotta shift your mindset when it comes to debt, when it comes to budgeting, in order to reclaim your financial freedom, real talk. So I think this positive affirmation for May 4th, I'm working towards financial freedom because it really is a shift in your mindset. It really is a skill set in terms of financial freedom. Work on your budget, pay off your credit cards, try to save a little bit each month. You got to treat your savings account like a bill. Real talk. You must treat your savings account and investment like a bill to the point it becomes automatic. Work on your big goals and remember to save and remember to give money to those in need when extra money starts coming in. And I'm telling you, when you begin to treat that savings account and investment like a bill, you're going to begin to see your financial portfolio rise and rise and rise. Your emergency savings account rise and rise and rise. But you got to treat it just like any other bill to the point it becomes automatic. So May 4th, positive affirmation is on point. I have always been understood the power of positive affirmation, which ties into a positive mindset in all areas of your life versus having a problem-focused mindset or pessimistic mindset. I can't be around people who are problem-focused and toxic and pessimistic because if you be around that type of energy, that negative energy will rub off on you. So when you're having that positive mindset, positive affirmation that has a positive impact on all areas of your life, rather it's your financial, your spiritual, your mental, all around. So that's all I have. And don't forget to mark the calendar for June the 24th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to do another relational lecture. I'm going to give insight on many things I do behind the scene to continue to develop and to cultivate and to nurture and grow my YouTube channel as a content creator. My channel has been monetized going on 3 years now. My channel earned the YouTube Silver Play Button Award January 2024. August of 2024, my channel became eligible for major brand deals. But I'm telling you, I still do a tremendous amount of hard work behind the scene to continue to push my channel into the next stratosphere. So mark your calendar. Either way it goes, June the 24th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be ready to get down to business. That's all I have. Simplify, simple fidelity, and I'm going to leave any care of your own conscience. Have a great day.